Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I've got Gameweek 37 of the Championship review for you, and the reason this one is coming out probably 3 days late is because I decided to include just a short roundup of the results from the games yesterday and yesterday. I meant to say that there were 6 games yesterday because when the snow came I think there were 6 games postponed, so all of those were moved forward, and now as of this game week every team is now on 37, so yeah, that's what I thought I'd do. Having a look at Game Week 37 results then, predictions wise are not as good as last week, you can see, so yeah, goalless draw between Burton and Bristol, Cardiff beating Birmingham, Hull beating Norwich, Ipswich drawing 0-0 with Sheffield United, Borough beating Barnsley, Preston losing to Fulham, Millwall beating Brentford, Reading drawing with Leeds, Sheffield Wednesday drawing with Bolton, Villa beating Wolves 4-1, and in the East Midlands derby, Nottingham Forest and Derby drawing 0-0. Starting off then, a goalless draw between Burton and Bristol City. Not ideal for either team this one. I think Burton now 15 games at home without a win, and yes, they played Sheffield United, which they ultimately went and lost at 2-0. And Bristol City next, so just for them, still in the playoff picture, but just slipping out, I think only 2 wins in 11, and they host Ipswich next. Cardiff made it 6 wins on the trot with a 3-2 win against Birmingham. They went 3-0 up in the first half, although Birmingham did fight back later on. They were unable to prevent themselves going to a 6th straight defeat. So yeah, big game for them next. Hull at home for them, 22nd in the bottom 3, so yeah, big one there. Whereas Cardiff, they went to Brentford and they won 3-1 in the end. So yeah, 7 wins in a row now for them, so yeah, going pretty well. A 7-goal thriller at the KCON between Hull and Norwich, and with 4 penalties awarded in the game, so yeah, pretty remarkable. But yeah, Hull came out on top. They went 1-0 up, but then a Madison hat-trick sent Norwich 3-1 up, but a good comeback from Hull, including a couple of penalties, made sure they won the game 4-3, so yeah, an entertaining game there, and they subsequently travelled to Ipswich and also picked up 3 points there, whereas Norwich travelled to Barnsley and only drew, so yeah, good stuff for Hull, but not so much for Norwich. Another blank for Ipswich at home to Sheffield United. Not a great game here by the looks of things. And yes, Ipswich, they actually played Hull on Tuesday night and lost 3-0. Made a mistake there. So yes, they're not losing, as I said, too many games, Ipswich, but just a loss of momentum for them. So yeah, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I can say the same about Norwich as well. As for Sheffield United, they beat Burton on Tuesday, so they're closing the gap, and I think they're going to be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. Another win for in-form Middlesbrough, saw them beat Barnsley 3-1, with Ayala, Troyer and Bamford all getting on the score sheet for Borough. So 4 wins and 5 for them, into the playoffs, comfortably into the playoffs now as well. So yeah, Tony Pulis doing a fantastic job there, I think, so far. And yes, Brentford away for them, a tricky game. As for Barnsley, they hosted Norwich next and drew 1-1. So yeah, need to start picking up points, otherwise they're going to drop into the bottom 3 along with the ones that are in there. But yeah, I think the signs are possibly there for Barnsley, but just got to get those results. And it was also another win for Millwall, who I think are now 11 or 12 games unbeaten, and they've won I think 7 or 8 of those. So yes, a remarkable run really for them, and they go above Brentford in the table. And the way they're going, there's no reason why they can't make the playoffs if they keep winning these games, because you know they're beating some pretty good teams on that run as well. And yes, Barnsley away for them next. As for Brentford, a bit up and down for them at the moment. Cardiff at home, which they lost 3-1. So yeah, just sort of struggling to really gain any kind of momentum, but nevertheless still winning games. So yeah, both these teams I think still in the playoff picture. Another win for Fulham as well then, 4 wins in a row for them, and yes, them and Millwall both on a fantastic runs in the league at the moment, and this one was very impressive. It was a late winner from Mitrovic at Preston, who are not doing so badly themselves either, 8th in the league, it's still there or thereabouts in terms of the playoffs. As for Fulham, 4th, as long as Cardiff keep winning games, they're not going to make automatic promotion, but the 2 teams still do need to play each other, so you never know what might happen. But the way Fulham are going, there's certainly no reason why they can't go for 2nd place. A narrow win for QPR and another home win for them, so pretty good. Sunderland had their keeper sent off as well just before that goal for a handball outside the box. It was probably the most stupid sending off I've ever seen. And yes, as for Sunderland, it's not looking good for them, let's say. And I have to say, it's quite sad to see it happen to Sunderland, because you know they've got such a good fan base, and they just don't deserve some of the stuff they're getting from their team. But yeah, Preston at home for them next, and as for QPR, it's a London derby away at Fulham. 4 goals between Reading and Leeds, but couldn't be separated. So both of these teams are not in great form at the moment. You can see they're Reading 4 draws in the last 5, and they lost at Wolves on Tuesday. So yeah, just need to start picking up wins, because it's getting pretty tight now at the bottom of the table. And as for Leeds, they're just not really getting any momentum under their new manager, but results can certainly come for them, so yeah, they'll see what happens. Bolton rescued a last gasp draw at Sheffield Wednesday, and it was Wilbraham with a header in stoppage time. And although Bolton did move down in the league as a result, it's still a point for them. And they host Aston Villa this next game week. And as for Sheffield Wednesday, well, they stopped the rot of 4 straight defeats, but yeah, Yorkshire derby at Leeds next. Aston Villa thumped Wolves and condemned them to their heaviest defeat of the season by beating them 4-1. They took the lead early on through Adoma, and then Hotter equalised for Wolves, but a good display from Villa in the second half ensured they won the game at 4-1 and yet made that 3 wins on the spin. But then they went and lost to QPR on Tuesday 3-1, so you wouldn't really say 3 points thrown away, because at the end of the day they've taken 3 points off Wolves, but it's funny how the league works, I guess. And yeah, as for Wolves there, they beat Reading on Tuesday, so yeah, just 2 wins in the last 5 for them, but Wolves will be fine, as I've been saying all season. A goalless draw between two teams who are not losing games, but not winning too many games either. You can see a lot of blue D's there, but big game for Derby coming up next, hosting Cardiff. And as for Forest, it is Sheffield United away. Okay, so we have 6 results from midweek, which meant all teams have now played 37 games. So Aston Villa lost at home to QPR. That was a shock defeat for them, and yes, like I said, possibly takes away that momentum of the game by beating Wolves. But you win some, you lose some. And Barnsley and Norwich, another draw for Norwich. I mean, I'm getting tired of it now. Barnsley were 1-0 up until the 70th minute. I think they've only won 3 home games in 14 months, so I thought along come Norwich. But no, Josh Murphy got on the score sheet and got Norwich a point, but yeah, mediocre. And Brentford, fantastic win for Cardiff this one. Brentford took the lead early on, but Cardiff fought back well and got themselves 2-1 up at half time before finishing it off in the second half. So yeah, 7 wins on the spin for Neil Warnock's team. Ipswich 3-0 defeat to Hull, so another great win for Hull, scoring goals as well, but I think no home goals in 5 for Ipswich now, so possibly be worried about that. But I'd say Ipswich has still got more chance of making the playoffs than Norwich. Sheffield United picked up a comfortable win against Burton 2-0, and Wolves back to winning ways against Reading, comfortable 3-0 victory there. Okay, looking at our summary for Game Week 37 then, so a result of the game we could either give to Hull for their comeback or Villa for beating Wolves. Most important, I've given it to Fulham as they got that stoppage time win, and that was just hugely significant in the context. Goal of the game, we got a couple to choose from. I've given it to Pablo Hernandez, great strike against Reading to send Leeds into a 2-1 lead, I think, but then they lost it afterwards. Prediction score are not too terrible this week, 6 correct results with 1 exact score. Promotion, still confident that Wolves are going to make it, and relegation, Birmingham, I think, but I'm probably going to be choosing Sunderland, I think, soon as well, the way they're going. Okay, looking at our table after 37 games, and yes, how's the season gone that quickly? I don't really know either. The automatic promotion picture, then Wolves and Cardiff are getting close there and still got to play each other, remember, so could Cardiff catch Wolves there? You never know. Damaging defeat that was for Villa, leaves them 7 points adrift of Cardiff now, and you'd have to say that, yes, their automatic promotion hopes are certainly not looking as likely as they were. As for the playoffs, Sheffield United back within distance of the playoffs in front behind Middlesbrough, who are 2 points in there at the moment. As for mid-table, then a little bit of a gap developing there, so 5 points now between 9th and 12th, or actually in total between Norwich and the playoffs there's 12 points, so yeah, certainly no chance there. Down the bottom then, 3 main teams, Birmingham, Burton and Sunderland still remaining in that bottom 3, but yes, a 3-point gap between 21st and 22nd, and then Hull just easing their relegation fears, I think now onto 39 points. Okay, so looking at our fixtures for next game week 38, so Fulham against QPR is the early kickoff. Decent London derby there. Barnsley host Millwall, Birmingham play Hull, Brentford play Borough, Bristol City host Ipswich, Leeds play Sheffield Wednesday in the Yorkshire derby, Norwich play Reading, Sheffield United play Nottingham Forest, Sunderland play Preston, Wolves play Burton, Bolton play Villa, I think that's the evening kickoff, and then Cardiff against Derby on the Sunday. Certainly that one looking like the game of the week for me, but yeah, plenty of important games. It's a critical time of the season now. If there's teams wanting to make that final playoff push or ease their relegation fears, or of course try and get automatic promotion in the cases of Aston Villa and Fulham, need to pretty much be winning every game from now. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching this one, guys. I deliberately held it back so I could include game week the rest of game week 37, so the six extra games. I sound a little bit tired in this video. Well, I've been very busy a lot in the real world at the moment, but I'm still trying to make these videos and keep up to date with what's going on. So thank you for all your support on that. And yep, other than that, have a good night, and I'll see you next time.